Hey guys, Cam for 15, join my co-host Red Wolf, back at it with another Dr. Stone episode review for you guys as we end off part two of
I
Dr.
think it's part
Stone.
four. I think it's part four, actually. No. Well,
Part two of season four.
mm, anyways,
As we wait for 2026 to see the final part of how this story ends. And last time, I know we missed a few episodes. Last time, obviously things were getting crazy. My co-host dipped on me last time, but he's not dipping today.
all right. You didn't have to say that. You did not have to say that.
I
Okay.
just gotta be honest. That's what happened last time.
Oh my God! Look at these pictures, guys.
Well, technically, I have it back there, especially with the Momo and the Bernice.
You know what I? Well, you know what else I have right here?
This is not a Zenless video. Anyways,
if you guys know, you know.
oh God. Anyways, yeah, shit got crazy in Dr. Stone. Like, a lot crazy.
Yeah, it got extremely dark to the point you actually fear you're gonna lose characters.
So, yes, again, obviously the episode where my friend dipped, I mentioned how Kohaku and Tsukasa and Hyoga all got shot. And I was like, what the heck? So then the following episode, which was episode 21, right? Things go from bad to, I
Dude,
guess you could say, worse.
mm,
Because we legitimately see one, everybody just Stanley just raids the base, right? He raids their home base area that they made. Now we see that Chelsea and Luna, they ended up going away, right? To basically be the new decoys to throw the revival fluid up in the air. It crashes on them. It breaks them from being turned to stone. Now, the crazy part of this episode was one, obviously due to Kohaku, Hyoga, and Tsukasa's, whole thing, their whole front, they ended up actually destroying the radio, so they could not contact. So Stanley couldn't contact the men from basically America, right? So what we see happen is because it's kind of a race against time. They're trying to completely make the correct diamond so they can be able to use the petrification device, or the Medusa, to basically use on Stanley. Now, our home base, or our main crew in North America, they cracked the code. They know what happens. But let's just say Stanley's men there was like, oh no, we got wise to what you were doing. And sorry, you're not letting this happen.
it is too dangerous to use.
So they legitimately lock it away in this like safe, right? So they're like thinking like and also too, they're all captive, right? And they're like, look, you kiddos, you're a sneaky bunch, but see, this ain't gonna end well for these guys. Now, one, I'm just like, hold on, aren't we in a truce? You can't do this. But then again,
I don't think they factored in the petrification device when it comes to the truce.
yeah. Anyways, this is when they realize. So they kind of do some radio talk with Senku by keeping silent, and this is when they come with the plan. And they know, okay, they don't got a radio over there. We can go make our attack. And you know what? Screw it. If we die, we die. At least we know we need to do this because if we end up winning this situation, right? We'll save everybody. These guys are the only dudes stopping us. So they legitimately go up against the America home base. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And they look like they were doing good. I'm like, okay, they're doing good. And then you see the first person get shot.
Yeah, and then on to the next. We're actually seeing legitimately legit important characters getting shot.
Yes. And I'm just like, no, 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 no. Now you have our boy who's been working on the Medusa and the diamond stuff. He looks like he creates enough they create enough of a diversion to give him time to open up the safe, right? And he's about to go grab the Medusa. And then my goodness, dude, I don't know how this dude's hand was not like arm broken, forearm broken,
I'm pretty sure it broke right there.
but like they slammed that shit on him.
He screamed. He screamed.
And I've honestly to God, I thought they actually did the thing where they cut his hand off.
Imagine.
But it was too little too late for Stanley's side, and dude is like, well, we unleash the Medusa, and it petrifies them, right? And they see the flash. Now cut over to Senku. Now that was just episode 21. In episode 22, that's when we see Stanley just immediately raid, because the whole thing is like, because Stanley's whole mindset is thinking like, okay, there's no point in waiting to fix this radio. We already know what their target plan was, to cut communication lines, which means instead of just waiting, let's go raid them, go get Zeno and kill these dudes. Which, honest to goodness, that's probably the smartest mindset they could come up with, right? That's probably the smartest thing they could do. And that's what they do. And immediately you just see them showing up and they take out some one person. And I'm like, oh my God. Taiju probably has one of the worst well, quote unquote.
Yeah, he was defending and the best he could. He even threw a grenade back, but that didn't stop it from getting blown up. Another grenade shot up in his. He took an explosion point blank. Like oh God, he's dead.
Yeah, I don't know if. See, we don't know the petrification thing because he was petrified. We don't know if the petrification beam can actually bring somebody. Because I'm sorry, a grenade going off right point blank, you're dead. Like you see his charred body.
I'd like to believe that he's in his dying moments, but I don't think he was. I mean, yes, Taiju's tough. Taiju's tough. Bulky, tough. But yeah, I'm kind of with Cameron there.
I guess we'll see. Obviously, with the outcome of the last episode of part 2, but that's gonna be an interesting thing there. And also, too, enough time passed where it's like, okay, are Hyoga, Tsukasa and Kohaku, were they still, I guess you could say, somewhat conscious enough to still be in the minds? And now remember, Tsukasa made the mention like, and it sounded like Hyoga's like dead when the moment that happened, but he did make the mention like him and Kohaku are the only ones, that were kind of somewhat visible. But we'll find out when we come back in 2026, right? So you have that whole situation there, right? And it's crazy. So Gen sees Taiju go down, bro, and I'm just like, this is not good. And you just see it to where all the home base people, they start going down due to gunshots. Ryusei, who was guarding Zeno, goes down, and he already knew, like, he was expecting to get shot, right? And essentially, it looks like, okay, they figured out everything. They figured out how to make the diamond on Senku's, whole thing. And it's like, okay, good, we're gonna do this, right? Senku gets shot, bro. And I'm like, no. So they essentially come up with a plan, right? They come also too. You get this also, okay, so you get this sequence, right? Because we know that Francois and the others were captured, right? They end up getting free and trying to fight out of the situation. And there's a point where they start shooting at them. There was a part where I see Suika. Suika's all involved in this, right? I thought she got shot. And I'm like, they really did not just do this right now. We actually lost.
But nope, she darted all.
Yeah. She managed to get to Senku, right? And Senku's like, look, this is the plan. take this freaking, take this revival fluid, place it on top of this thing right over here that we created, and you stand right under it. Okay? Nothing else, right? Because we know what we're going to do, right? So Suika does that, and they all call good old Y-Man. And Senku and Zeno do have one more talk about like why they do what they do and what's the whole point. Again, Senku's like, look, dude, I didn't do this shit to rule the world. Like,
Yeah,
what
that never interested me.
you know. So that's the thing. And by it, it's too little, too late. The Wyman's radio goes off. Basically, says, tells the freaking Medusa, hey, cover the entire world in basically the same thing that happened from the very first episode of Dr. Stone that we saw. And eventually Stanley sees this, and then he realizes, like, there's no point.
Good work, kiddos. You beat us.
So if they decide to bring them back, I take it that they won't be hostile to them no more. I'm guessing.
I seriously doubt that. At this
Now,
point,
personally, if you ask me, I'm not reviving them. I'm not reviving them at all.
they're probably going to stay petrified.
So, but the thing is, if they ever do get unpetrified, I don't think Stanley's gonna do anything to them because he did admit defeat. He did say he was bested.
And actually, well, they did say they're gonna revive Zeno because they're gonna need two brains. Two, yeah, and if they do, like, revive Stanley, Zeno's still a hostage, so still gonna be a hostage.
We'll see. Maybe they just revive Zeno and they just be like, we're not reviving your friends until we basically bring back all of humanity.
Yes, although, what if Zeno does something like he's not gonna help them unless they revive Stanley?
Well, I don't see what the hell he can do. What, just off himself? Like, they would have the whole cards. Like, he can't do nothing. Even
I
if
don't
he
know,
does,
man. These guys are psychopaths at this point.
that's what I'm saying. Personally, I wouldn't bring him back regardless. Like, I think we have enough smart people as is, but, if they want to bring Zeno back, they want to bring him back. And maybe Zeno realized what he was doing was wrong. Who knows? I guess we'll find out when the time comes.
I mean, he was pretty moved by some of their speeches.
Now, we actually do cut over to Ishigami Village, and they see the petrification beam, and they're like, oh, I think we know what we need to do. And they basically get into like a fetal cradle position to make sure that their bodies, when they turn to stone, they don't break apart. Because they've seen, like, okay, if we break apart limbs, well, it's going to be hard, and who knows how long we could wait to be unpetrified, right? If a body limb breaks off of us, well, then we're screwed. So, and then obviously who knows how long time passes, right? So I thought that was a cool detail. They all get in, they all understand the whole thing there, right? So then world is turned to stone again. And you just see time pass after time pass after time pass. And you see the doohickey where the revival fluid is. Also, too, we do see where Chelsea and Luna were at. This dumb girl, bro, she just chucks it, bro, like it's a football.
Yeah. Like, she panicked. She panicked. Let's just be real.
She definitely did not understand the assignment of throwing it up high enough in the air just as you're turning petrified, and then it would splash down, and you would have been unpetrified. She just chucked that like it was a football. Anyways, because of it, it made them wait longer. So time after time passes, right? And essentially, it drops on Suika's head. Suika is unpetrified. So then you see her basically like, okay, one, she's blind because she doesn't have her head glasses thing, right? So it was funny comedy where she's like scrunching her eyes to figure out what to do, right? So she basically goes across many of the stone bodies of her friends to see if they had revival fluid to basically bring them back. And no, they didn't. which was actually quite crazy because I thought they would at least have one spare one, but no, they didn't, right? She does end up actually going back, getting her headpiece, even though it's smashed. It still has a piece of, obviously, her glasses, right? And she basically puts it around her neck, like kind of like the old people glass where they can look down and go, okay, I see, and stuff like that, right? So then, you then get this crazy scene where she's looking all over the place, right? Just looking for revival fluid, and she just can't find it, right? Like at all. At the same time, she's also getting the stone bodies of her friends and lining them all up. She had to basically create a wheel to, um, get them to carry because they were too heavy for her. I'm like, this is a little girl. Like, how's she gonna be carrying these people? So this is when, honestly, too, she realizes like, oh, there is no more revival fluid. I'm all alone. And I was just like, bro, don't tell.
Uh,
Like, I legitimately was like, don't tell me what I think they're going to do. They're going to do a time skip, aren't they?
well, not exactly, but yes. Yes, but actually no.
So, we see she goes into Senku's pocket, and she pulls out the way how to make revival fluid because Senku left a note to make how to make revival fluid, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that's what the thing." So she looks to try to make revival fluid, right? And the other ways it completely fails, right? She does the natural way of how to do it, right? With the sulfuric acid and everything. That just fails. What's step three that she has to do?
Well, I'm pretty sure you all remember. A way to make the revival fluid is with doo-doo.
I was actually quite shocked they showed an animal absolutely taking.
I was like, you know that Shrek face? I was like,
Yes. I was quite shocked they actually showed the dung. Typically, when it comes to animes, they like blur it out because you don't want to see it.
I mean, it's an animal, so.
It also was in the way of like perfectly like the emoji poop thing, but
Yeah.
so Suika realizes that she's got to do this, right? And she's like, "Oh God!" So she ends up making a flower bed to try to make the revival fluid. But when she goes to sleep, which we also do, she makes her own like kind of little hut, I guess you can say, and you kind of get
Yeah, well, before that, yeah. When she was grabbing the doodoo, she realized she didn't have enough, so she resorted to getting bird poop.
yes.
So, yeah. Now you can continue.
And she actually had to go to like this nearby like rock island to just basically chip it off and take it back, right? And that's due to Chelsea's map. But when she made her hut, and they kind of do the funny monkey gag thing of like, well, who the hell is this lady, right? Which again is still an interesting thing of the fact like the other animals are not petrified, but it's only humans that get petrified.
Yeah. Which is weird because we already established that even animals get petrified. So
Yeah.
unless by some miracle that I don't know. I don't know. I need help explaining.
Yes. Sorry, guys. Sorry. But anyways, what ends up happening is when she goes to sleep, it starts to rain, right? And the rain ends up washing away the work she's done. And she realizes what she's got to do. So then she ends up making kind of like a thing to like using leaves and everything to basically kind of create like a cover. So in any event it does rain, the replantation of the revival fluid isn't ruined, right? And essentially what happens is, we see that happening and we see what she does, and she realizes, like, well, I guess when the time comes, I'll bring them back, right?
So she kept trying over and over and over. 7 years.
Now, legitimately, when they put up the ending, I'm like, Wait, you're not gonna leave us on the cliffhanger. We gotta wait till 2026 to see what happens. Because I thought they were gonna do that blue ball ending type of shit, but they didn't. Last post credit scene, she brings Senku back. Senku is revived.
And we see Suika grown up quite a bit.
Yes, Senku makes the mention. It's been 7 years.
Pretty damn fast.
So I think initially, right? I think she got revived, and for this whole time, 7 year time skip, right? She got revived within the 3 years. So then, essentially, for her, she had to wait 4 more years to bring them back. For Senku, it was 7 years before being unpetrified. But for her, it was 3 years, and then she waited 4 more years. So I think she's around the age of like I think from what it says she was like 9 or 10ish, around that range. When she got petrified, at least a few years ago, and then she grew up, and I think she's either 16 or 17 right at the moment. But yeah, she's aged up. She is aged up because Senku looks at her. He's like, "Good job, Suika." And then you see Suika, and she is massively different. And I'm like, holy shit, bro. They aged her up. That means she spent all these years coming up trying to work her hardest to make revival fluid. And she finally did it, bro. Do you understand the amount of loneliness and dedication and never giving up she had to do to endure this? Like, her one determination was to see everybody again.
She was just a little girl when she started, and then
she's basically a teenager now. So I can only imagine when the story's over, they get back to Ishigami Village, and they're gonna be like, "Who is that girl?" It's Suika.
Yep.
She looks dang near almost, somewhat. She actually somewhat looks identical to that of Kohaku and Ruri. But I was just like, the glow up. And I was just absolutely shocked. I'm like, holy crap, we got.
I knew she would start growing up considering how much time passes, but even I'm stunned.
So the thing is, now that she's older, one, she actually made revival fluid, which means now, okay, look, she's not as smart as Senku and Chrome, clearly, and definitely not like Zeno, right? But she's smart enough to know how to make revival fluid. So that's gonna be crazy. That's going to be crazy. Man, I was definitely shocked. And then you basically get the nice ending, and a nice, at least happy ending to what was a really dark potential conclusion, with everybody damn near looking like they were gonna die, right?
Yeah.
And she basically hugs Senku just because she's emotional, and that's where it ends. We get no teases what happens next. All we know is, the next episode, in 2026, more than likely everybody's coming back.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. And maybe Senku, he makes some more revival fluid. Especially the fact that he knows how to make it better than probably Suika did. He can probably make it in enough time that doesn't take over a time skip. He could probably make it within a few days, right? As opposed to it, which means he can probably make it using the sulfuric acid type of way, right? So, there's that. But, man, that was a crazy ending to part 2 of Dr. Stone. It only gets me excited to see how this story is going to end, because the next part is going to be the conclusion to the story. So, next up is confronting Y-Man. Whoever Y-Man is, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, whoever is on the moon.
So, we'll definitely see, man. At this point, I don't know what to expect, but it's gonna be one hell of a freaking wild ride. So, we'll definitely see what's going to happen and where this story is going to go going forward. But yeah, Any other final thoughts?
Mhm. Yes. That's enough. Oh my God, excitement for one day. That's for sure.
So, we'll have to wait a few months, and then Dr. Stone's conclusion will be back. But I have nothing else to say. So, anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, hit that subscribe button,
Abudu.
to the channel if you want to get more anime content I upload to the channel. I'll leave a link in the description below that links to my boys channel over here as well, and stuff like that. But other than that, yeah, nothing else to say. Can't wait for Dr. Stone season 4 part 3 to come, and then that's sadly another anime it's over with.
Yeah.
All these good shows are ending. My Hero Academia is gonna be ending next month too. But as the saying goes, all good things come to an end. Yes.
Yep.
We're gonna get out of here, guys. We will catch you guys in the next video. Till then, guys. Peace.
Peace.